right, everybody. Welcome, NorCal Sports Network. Almost bet the house tonight that I would be wearing this ball cap. Man. Michael King versus Mason Black. Gosh, I should have put $100,000 on it. Of course, my luck, putting $100,000, the Giants would show up. It's a mutual love-hate relationship, guys. They hate me. Sometimes they love me, and I hate them a lot. I love them very little. It's hard to love the Giants these days, isn't it? I mean, man, they're just pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. But I was watching the NFL game tonight. I had my Apple podcast game on this little channel right here. My phone. The phone here, that's how I watch it. 75-inch screen, NFL rules. Can't watch the Giants. Just cannot watch the Giants at all. It's but you know what? We'll carry on. We've got just a little over 3 weeks to go, 20 games to go. Giants are 4 under. They're going to finish with about a record of 76 and 86, 75, 87, it looks like. They're bad. They're bad. And let's get into it, guys. We're here on YouTube, obviously, and X, formerly known as Twitter. So if you're watching this on Twitter, jump over to YouTube and just hit the subscribe button. Go to NorCal Sports Network, and this little logo up here in the top right-hand corner. I think my cursor shows up. Yeah, right there. That's what the logo likes. If you're on X right now watching, just go over to YouTube and hit subscribe. A ton of our subscribers a ton of the people who view us on X do not subscribe to the channel. So that would be great. We're also on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you name it, we're there. And, trying to, one of these days, guys, I think we're in the same period. Let's see. 1971, I was 10 years old. The Giants, it took them till 1987 to win a division. 16 years. Are we another 16 years away from winning a division? Let's see. We won in, you know what? We won in 21, 1971 to 21. That's 50 years. So 50 years. I think we entered a new cycle, a new 50-year cycle, guys. I think the Giants' next division title comes in 2037. Will we be here to see it? 2037. That's the Giants' next division title. I'm looking at myself. Lou Marston will be here shortly, guys. I'm looking at myself, and with this Padre hat and these glasses, I feel like I look like Mike Stilt. That's not a good look. That's not a good look. Mike Stilt, doesn't he kind of look like that? Who's that guy running for VP? Tim Walsh. What's the guy's Timmy Tampon Walsh. Yeah. Okay. I think Mike Stilts kind of looks like him. Maybe we'll pull those two characters up. And hold on, I got to turn my air conditioning down here. Got the remote control here. Turn it down. There we go. All right. Yeah, it's not a cold Timmy Tampons. All right. Anyway, Giants the game was over in the first inning, guys. You knew it was 3-0 when the Padres came to bat. You see what happens when you actually put pressure on the defense? The first and second, the fly ball to Yastrzemski he takes it from right field because he's got a better throwing angle than McRae, and he throws it into the cutoff man toward third. Nice strike to Fitzgerald, and the guy on first base decides, well, the throws looks like it's going to third. I'll take second. Probably had him out with a good throw, but he throws it into right field, and Yaz is almost practically in center field. If there was a runner on first, he would have easily scored. Like, that was just sitting on first base at that time. That ball was in right field and nobody was there. And around the bases, they went, and it was 2-0. And then it was it a home run by Machado to make it 3-0, I believe. And then Machado homers a little later to make it 5-1. Guys, this game was over quickly. You know, I want to check out the Dodgers. They just are down 3-1. Hold on here. Let me pull up the scores here. We'll take a look at this box score. I don't know why. There's nothing good in it. I think Chapman had a couple of hits as he does a little more hollow stats. But there we go. Matt Chapman had 2 for 4. So star of the game tonight, Matt Chapman and Grant McCray. That's it. Although Mason Black, first inning, a little rocky, and then settled down. Didn't look too bad after that. Second, third, fourth inning, got in a little trouble in the fifth. But you know what? Overall, not a horrible outing for Mason Black, depending, based on what you consider he could do. Conforto did get his 16th home run of the year. That was a blast. So Michael Conforto will put him up. He's the only guy that drove in a run. So we'll give him the star. Yeah, first star, Michael Conforto. Second star, Chapman and McCray. You know what? We'll give it to McCray. He's younger. He went 2 for 3. Chapman went 2 for 4. How's that? So 3 stars of the game, Michael Conforto. But, pitching-wise, Jelly looked okay. And then this guy, Austin Warren, who will be here today and gone tomorrow, gave up the home run, a blast by Machado. So, you know what? I thought I had that up there, and I was not even – I just looked. It wasn't even up there. There you go, guys. There's the box score. I forgot to present it. There you go. Not much. 6 hits. 11 Ks. There's your K zone again, guys. 2 for Yaz, 2 for Ramos, 2 for Wade, 2 for Bailey, 2 for Luciano, and 1 for Chapman. Yes, this is a strikeout organization. I'm starting to think that the Giants are going to need to get a new hitting coach. New hitting coach. They definitely going to need a new hitting coach. I heard Apple broadcast tonight say the Padres have the lowest strikeout rate in the big leagues. It was either the National League or the entire big leagues. Guys, you put the bat on the ball, good things will happen. A lot better chance of something good happening when the ball's in play than when it's sitting in the catcher's glove for called strike 3 or a swinging strike 3. So this is just a hard team to watch. That's why I put the football game on. Great football game. Well, I shouldn't say great. So many miscues and penalties. Yes. Let's go through the chat here. If we got any chat, let's see, any comments while we wait on Lou. I'm not sure. He's working on his camera, I think. Okay. I'm out of it with the Giants, says MF. What a mess. What a mess. Yes. I hope we get another Zaidi impersonation from Dan at the end of the year. Giants bad owner, Stephen Dre, bad GM, bad manager with dementia, adult league pitching, defense and hitting. G Martinez with a laughing emoji. 4th place for many years, says Milky. And Lou joins the show. Good to see you, Lou.
How are you?
Good. Just a typical. Figured I'd be wearing this hat. I said at the beginning of the show, I should have bet $100,000 that I'd be wearing this hat tonight. I mean, the pitching matchup, sure. Good. Hope Springs Eternal says Mike Schilt is a wonderful Christian man. Players love him. Well, that's good. I like them. I like Mike Schilt now more. Yeah, very good. I was just that's really good. I mean, hey, players, that's awesome. Milky says this roster is terrible. Caleb Rossi, what a mess. Wait, hey, MF said that. What a mess. Is Caleb MF? No, I don't think so. Couldn't be. Dan got owned yesterday. What? Dan got owned yesterday. For what? I don't get that. Devo, be a little more specific. How did I get owned yesterday? Chase Broberg. You have to go back and look at it, but what I think of the contract, I hate it. I hate it. 6 years? What a joke. I would have gone 3 years max. I probably wouldn't even have signed him until I would have seen if I could have got somebody else first. Because you got to build, and then Chapman says, well, since I'm here, players have already come to me and said they want to come.
Yeah. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of, ever.
Who?
Like that he said that he's been telling other players that they want to come. Come on, Stop with the BS already. You already have the contract. It's like a girl saying, yes, you don't need to lie anymore. And why do they do 6 years, $150 million? It's desperation move. It's typical Farhan, so he looks good.
Yeah.
The one thing, Dan, I'm a little upset about, and people aren't talking about it, is the Giants should have lost 9 in a row. When you really think about it, against the Miami Marlins, when Chapman got the hit late in the 8th, they were down 1-0.
Right.
And then the other day they were down. They should have lost 9 in a row. And have you ever seen I've never seen a worse defensive team in the last 2 weeks. I'm sick and tired of people talking about, oh, well, we have good pitching and we have good defense. Where is it? I don't see it. Every game it's been a disaster. I see Robert's no longer around because he knows.
Oh, Robert was on the show last night.
And
Robert can't.
Hey,
Lou
said, Dan, has been true.
Absolutely, but you know what? Robert came on the show and on the phone last night and talked to us for 20 minutes.
Well, at least he's a man of his word. I mean, now
and
Harrison's done.
He actually knows ball pretty well. He's
all right. Well, good. That's good to hear. But I mean, now Harrison's on the DL. I think I don't care what they do. If Farhan stays, it's only going to hurt the organization. I think signing 6 years, it's not even the money. It's signing him for 6 years. We haven't seen the whole thing. He's not a cornerstone. He's not the franchise face of the franchise. So we paid $25 million for a guy that can't hit in the clutch but plays great defense. Okay, well, unless we get 2 superstars, that means absolutely nothing.
Exactly, Lou. Exactly. This team is guaranteed 4th place. Mark, you get it, but Dan forgets. What do we got? Steve, you tried out a caller, and he knows more than you.
I mean, I don't understand some of the logic.
Hey, wait a minute. Let me just address this Steve-O clown. Steve-O, he knows more than me. He predicted the Giants would win and make the playoffs this year, and I've said they were going to be a 4th place finish. How's that, Steve-O? 2 years in a row. Dead on. Cha-ching.
And Dan, one of the things I get upset about being a fan and talking about the Giants is we spent more money this year and we have a worse team. We're still horrible in defense. Our defense is atrocious. And it's not because we're playing all the youth. They just don't know what they're doing. Hey, Robert, welcome to the show. And the other thing is, I'm sick and tired of having mediocre players play for the Giants and somehow they're going to appear better than they really are. They are exactly what we described. Our pitching's the exact same thing. When you take Snell out, Webb is not an ace. He's a solid B pitcher. He only looks like an ace because he's the best pitcher we have, a mediocrity. Our bullpen's not that good. The only thing the Giants have solved the second half of the season is they are no longer the second worst team in runners in scoring position. They're only third.
Oh,
okay?
really?
And I've been telling you this for last 5 years, and this is what pissed me off more about with Farhan, is we have had 5 of the last 6 years, we've had a losing record in the second half of the season, and Farhan at the trade deadline does absolutely nothing to make us better. And now what are we doing? We're 4 games under. We'll probably get swept. We're going to be lucky to win 75 games. And if we didn't have the old division, and we didn't have Colorado in our division, we would be dead last. And you're starting to see how big the crowds are now that football's back. I've never seen such small crowds against Arizona. They said they had 24,000. It was like 15. Their game the other night, it was like 8,000. It's horrible. No one's going to show up. Go on StubHub. You can get tickets now for $10, $20 anywhere you want. And with the Niners and football playing, why would anyone spend $1 to see this horrible team?
Absolutely. It is awful, Lou. You nailed it. And Chase Broberg, we love people when they come at us because that's what sports is about. It's okay if we agree or disagree, but Chase says, I got my producer in there. I forgot putting it up. Saying Webb is not an ace when he was second in Cy Young last year is wild. Well, let me ask you this, Chase. Is Sonny Gray an ace? He finished second in the Cy Young last year in the American League. Just because somebody has great stats, an ace is a guy that goes out and puts a stop to a losing streak or wins a big game. How many times have the Giants needed a big win this year, whether they're going for a sweep or they're avoiding a sweep or a losing streak, and Logan Webb has just kind of coughed it up? We're not saying he's not an excellent pitcher. Logan Webb, I want Logan Webb. Any team in baseball would want Logan Webb, period. And he would be no worse on any team than their second best pitcher. Maybe he's third with the Braves, but he's probably still second. The Braves have Chris Sale and Max Fried. You could argue that Webb could be second or third there. But on the Giants, he's kind of like the ace because Snell's been, injured up and down. But, Webb's been here consistent. He takes the ball out. He's a valuable pitcher, no doubt. But is he an elite ace where you would say he's one of the top 5 guys?
That just tells me last year pitching was an off year. Does anybody remember that Webb's record last year if he was second in the Cy Young? Does anybody remember he had a losing record? How can you call yourself an ace with a losing record? I'm sick and tired of Giants fans and the public saying, oh, well, he has the Matt Cain syndrome. No, that's not how it is. That was a different genre. Stop comparing Webb and Matt Cain starts where he's not getting run support. And if you have anyone to blame about that, you blame Farhan for not giving him enough offense. Okay, Webb was 11-13 last year. 11-13. That's not an ace. And we've talked about it all year this year, Dan. The Giants have a losing record when he starts. That's not an ace.
That's not an ace.
I don't need to say anymore. If you guys don't like our opinion, get these other teams and see what an ace really is. Like Texas Rangers have a losing record. They have 2 aces on their team. But because of injuries, they're not responding. Webb's not Webb was only second in the Cy Young because he had a decent ERA and the rest of the league sucked. Okay? This year he has more wins. Do you think he'll be in the top 3 of ERA? For Cy Young? No. He got lucky. That's all. I'm sick and tired of these fans saying, oh, Webb's an ace. He might be our ace because we don't have anything else. Okay?
Guys, this is an awful team. Lou is on fire, nailing it.
Oh, my God. What is wrong with everybody? You guys, it's the same thing. Farhan, he tells these lies with Chapman. Oh, I'm already talking to other people. How could he talk to other people when he just signed the contract yesterday? Okay? These other guys have games. He didn't talk to anybody.
Was
Stop
he
the
saying,
BS.
was he trying to say that since I'm here once I'm here now, before, when he signed the first time, that players were saying they want to come join, maybe give him the benefit of the doubt for that. But what I will say is this, Lou, what good, solid players is he talking to? Come on. He could be talking to Tommy Edman. He could be talking to Eugenio Suarez. Well, Suarez plays third, but I mean, as the DH, he could be talking to who are some of the free agents that, I'm telling you, it's not Juan Soto. Okay.
No, Soto's not coming. And if you look at next year's class, and this is why I'm really frustrated. If you look at next year's class, we can do that tonight. Look who's going to be free agent. Unless we make a trade, we are stuck with what we have, which me and Dan get upset about, because we're still going to probably be playing the same horrible players instead of just playing the youth and giving us another year of mediocrity instead of bringing the youth, where I don't mind if the youth play, but the Giants organization got to say, guys, we're going young, but we're not going young. We still get these mediocres. And the other thing is, there's probably 5 or 6 guys I don't want to see next year on our team. But because we're so desperate and we have these opt-in and opt-outs, we're going to be stuck with them, guys. And here's the other thing. Everybody else has money to spend, and it's going to be better than us again. Dodgers are going to be better next year because this year they lost their whole entire starting staff. Arizona, who played absolutely horrendous the first 6 weeks of the season, are going to be better. And, the Padres, that place
I like this Padres team.
Team, what did they do? And here's the difference between the Giants and the Padres. During the All-Star break, San Diego already has 2 studs, okay? Yes. So what did they do? They got the 2 best arms in relief to go with their team that was already solid. Now, you get to the 6th inning, nobody scores with them. The thing with the Giants is we're stuck with the same crap, okay? We have the Roger brothers. Nobody cares. No, these guys, nobody even talked about this the other day, and I don't know if you did, Dan. Is anybody aware that both Roger brothers went through the waiver wire and not one team picked them up?
Both of them went through?
Both of them went through.
Oh, wow.
So that tells you if nobody else wants them. So, again, the mediocrity that Farhan gives us, and again, we can't blame injuries because every team goes injured, but we are stuck with basic guys that either have to have career years like they did in 2001, or we're going to be the same team next year. The only thing about the Giants next year is their schedule is maybe a little bit easier of who we play at home and on the road. That's it. But we're still going to be, we want to be 500 this year. We'll probably be 80.5 will be our total, because Chapman is now going to be 32 in April. We're going to lose Snell. Webb, again, who knows how he's going to be. Harrison, who knows how he's going to be. Hicks, we've already ruined his arm. Who knows how he's going to be. So guys like Robert and Farhan that say we have the greatest pitching staff, we're going to lose the best pitcher we have, 100% guaranteed. And the rest of the pitching staff we have is just mediocre. We're young and inexperienced except Webb. And I love that Webb tries, but you know what? Webb's actually almost reached his plateau, Dan. Have you noticed that?
I would have traded Logan Webb, Lou. You know why? His value will never be higher.
Yep. And the same thing with Duvall.
Sell high.
We had a chance to trade Duvall. Duvall's not even a stopper anymore. His mind is somewhere else.
His value's down. Webb, you know what's going to happen with Webb? I would shut him down right now because he's thrown 180 innings. The last 2 seasons before, he's been over 200 innings. And he looks tired. He's getting hit. Who was his last start against? And he got hit pretty good. It was just 3-4 days ago. Was it Thursday afternoon?
Yeah.
Did he
blamed
pitch?
Himself. No, Wednesday night.
Or Wednesday night?
Yeah, he blamed himself.
Yeah, I mean, what did he do? Give up 4 or 5 runs?
But the Giants in the last 3 weeks, literally, I mean, we can't get a pitcher to pitch past the 5th inning. Now it's 3 innings. Maybe we're lucky.
Yeah.
Our
I hear you, Chardall.
Atrocious. And by the way,
thank you.
You know, Melvin, come on. He is so soft. He's just a safe hire. And you can see now he still doesn't know how to do the bullpen. He still is not even sure who he has on the bench because there's so many moves with Farhan. I mean, it's not a good product. It's average at best. And like you said tonight, when the Giants should be happy the game was on Apple TV, so none of these idiots and none of the Barry got to see it, how bad that first inning was.
Yes.
It's an embarrassment.
Yes.
2 straight games, the first inning have been disasters. And how are you going to win when you have no offense when after the first inning you're down 3-0? They were lucky yesterday it wasn't 5-0.
Right. No, this team,
the other day,
they're going to play it out. What is this? What the hell are you smoking, Dan? Mr. Bay Area. What's he talking about? Who on the Giants starting fielders would start on AZ, San Diego, or LA teams? Giants have no talent. Yeah, I mean, you're taking Machado over Chapman at third base.
Yep.
I mean, Eugenio Suarez, you probably find a way to get Chapman in there. LA, Muncy, Chapman, maybe Chapman gets in there, but that's about it. And Ramos could start with, he's probably better than Andy Pages. But yeah. Yes, Chardall, I accept. Everything's cool. Thank you for typing that. What is more specific, guys? When you get mods, you are mods. I watched both streams, never took sides. Dan tried to call caller out and was on, is what it is. Okay, Steve-O, I don't know exactly what you're talking about. You said I got owned. I called you out on it. I said, how did I get owned? You sound like you can dish it, but you couldn't take it. So, whatever. You can learn about baseball here, but if you want to go elsewhere, go ahead. Mr. Bay Area. All right, guys, I love haters, but be specific. Be specific. He says, what the hell are you smoking, Dan? I'm drinking water right now, Mr. Whatever. Hey, his comment got removed. Where'd it go? Okay, be specific, dude.
I don't know why he's upset. I've been the one that has been going crazy.
I love it when people come at me. It's fine. I can handle it. I'm a big boy, but be specific. I'm very specific with my takes. I don't hold back. I tell you exactly what I feel. You guys want to go to a show that doesn't have any opinions other than stealing my opinions? Go ahead. I know that NorCal Sports Network leads the way. We lead the way. We're the only channel that has been directly honest with the San Francisco Giants fans. You go watch, go watch. I shouldn't say the only. Even your Dynasty show with Cody's very honest. But go look at Ben Kaspik's show, and it's just a homer show. Go look at some of the other, look, there's some good shows out there. Okay, there's some good shows, and they're all different, and everybody has a different way to do a show. And I enjoy some of the shows out there that I watch. Some of them are pretty good and entertaining. I'll shout out Hum Baby. I like Hum Baby. Eric does a good job. He puts together a really good quality show. He's different than me. I make more predictions based on just years of experience of watching and playing. But that doesn't mean you have to make predictions. You know, that's how I am. I'm a sports guy that likes to put content out that I think tells us the whole story, the true story. I want to give you guys honest takes. If I thought the Giants were really, really good, I would tell you guys that. I would say this is a playoff team. You know, let me check what's going on with the Dodger game, by the way.
And then, Dan, while you're doing that, I'll just bring up something that was bought up at the trade deadline. I got the Padres at 40-1. You said at the trade deadline on their moves, get on the Padres right now. They're on their way up. They got a chance to win it. I got a little of that. And also for the last 6 weeks, he didn't say the team that might make the playoffs were the Giants. He kept telling everybody, watch the Cubs, watch the Cubs, watch the Cubs. And of course, they have a better record than us right now.
Yeah, they're fading a little bit now because they've lost a couple games to Pittsburgh and they're playing the Yankees, but they made a run right past the Giants. I told you the Cubs would pass. I said, I think they're going to fall short. I don't think they have enough to get there, but they will pass the Giants.
Yeah.
And you know who else is going to pass the Giants? I think Cincinnati's going to pass the Giants. I think the Giants, I told you the very beginning of the year when I did, guys, this is not easy to call it like this. When the Giants made all the moves they made, signing all the guys, and I still said they're going to finish in the third tier. The first tier, 1 through 5. Second tier, 6 through 10. Third tier, 11 through 15. I said they're going to finish in the third tier, anywhere between 11 and 13. The only teams that I thought were definitely the Giants were better was Colorado. And in fact, that was the only team I thought they were better. I didn't think Miami would fall this hard. But the only team I thought the Giants were significantly going to beat out was the Rockies. Now, I'll say this. I think they finish 11th, maybe 12th. If we pull up the standings and I look at the standings right here, guys, let me just pull this up for you, and I will show you exactly what I'm talking about. We'll go to the wild card, and let's put that right up
and Dan,
there.
while you're doing that, I'm going to bring up one more thing at the trade deadline, and then I'll put that in the mirror. Our offense has been struggling all season with runners in scoring position. The only time I can remember was the other night when I think it was when we went against Miami when Chapman hit the big hit in the 8th inning. But at the trade deadline, our hottest hitter we traded away was Solar. Do you remember how hot he was?
Yep.
We got rid of him. Why? Well, because we wanted to save money. But if it's not about money, we should have never got rid of him to begin with. You know what I mean? At least we had something. You know, and guys, here's the problem. Right now, we're a third, fourth place team in the NL West. Okay? We don't have anybody coming in to make our team better for next year.
Correct. And I wouldn't even say third, Lou. They're not a third place.
Fourth.
They can't compete with San Diego.
So only Colorado is the only team.
They are a fourth place. And if it wasn't for how crappy Colorado is, they would be fighting and battling for fifth.
And if you guys remember, the Giants at home, we had the Marlins. Got taken 2 out of 3. We had a chance to sweep the White Sox. So this year is going to – one of the things Dan bought up the whole entire year is we never won more than 4 games.
No,
every
never
other
won
team
more.
In the league has won more than 4 games.
Even the White Sox won 4 in a row, and they've only won 32.
Even last year you bought up when the A's had only won 58 games. They won 10 games in a row.
Or was it 7? Guys, I think it was 7.
You got to remember when you can't win more than 4 games, you're not going anywhere quickly. And I don't know what the solution is, Dan, because the money we spend, one thing I'm sick and tired of Farhan is we spend money on guys that were good maybe 6 years ago or coming off of Tommy John or we're injured, and hopefully we can get them back like they were. You know, and that's what's so frustrating about being a real fan is, you know, we don't have a direction. and the future's worse than what we are at now.
It's really worse. This Chapman signing is bad because now it ensures Farhan's here. It sure looks like that. I just hope that there's some kind of coup, maybe there's some kind of, maybe they can get, maybe they can pull a coup like the political party pulled, just,
I mean, Dan, what do you think it would take for them not to bring back Farhan? 75 wins? Maybe lose like 15 out of the last 20?
That's Lou, I put a tweet out the other night. I said, if you're a true Giants fan, you want one of two scenarios. One is you want the Giants to go 21-3, end up with 90 wins, and go into the playoffs so hot that everybody fears them. Or two, going like 5-19 and finish 73-89, because anything else is you're getting Farhan, I think, back. And I think that's what it's going to take, Lou. I think it's going to take a disastrous finish. And that's why I hope to wear this hat that I'm wearing right now for the next 2 post-game shows. I hope I'm wearing this hat. The Giants are done. Look, guys, here's the mathematics. The Giants are now 69-73. They're in 10th place, 1 game ahead of the Cincinnati Reds for that elusive 3rd tier. So I want to, plus you get a better draft pick if the Giants lose.
You said by the 15th they would be eliminated, so you're right on schedule.
I am. Today
they're going to start putting up the magic numbers to make the playoffs.
Okay, here, let's figure out the magic number, Lou. The Giants, the most they can win right now is 89 games. So the magic number is 12.
They'd have to go 20-0.
No, the magic number, is 12. Because since Atlanta has the tiebreaker over the Giants have the tiebreaker over the Mets. But if the Mets, the most the Giants can win is 89. So if Atlanta wins 89 and the Mets win 90, who cares? But because 89 wins for the Braves, that means they go 12-9, and the Giants have to go 20-0. No, 12-9 for the Braves. For the Giants to go 20-0 to win 89, Atlanta would have to beat Atlanta. They have to be 88 wins. So the Mets would go 11, 87 plus 11 is 88 and 70, 11-10. And look, the Mets, Lou, the Mets and the Braves are fighting. You think both teams are going to go into a tank? No way. No way. The Giants the magic number right now is 12. And I will tell you this
and that's a combination of win and loss, right?
Yes, combination. Braves win 6 and the Giants lose 6. It's over. It's over. So the Braves only have to, are the Giants going to lose more than 6 with their remaining 20 games? Oh, yeah.
And we talked about how tough the schedule was.
Guys, let's take a look at this schedule here in a minute. I think they could be out before the 15th, Lou. Probably going to be around the 15th, though.
And Dan, if I remember, the Giants never really got more than 1 game over 500, right?
They got 3. They got 2 or 3 over, I think, max.
Right.
I think they, yeah. Okay. Mr. Bay Area says, sorry, I wasn't talking about your smoking habits because of the Giants' sake. I had rewound to an earlier spot of the show, and it sounded like you were talking about tampons. Forget I rewound. I had rewound. Okay. Yeah. I was just referring to the VP candidate. That's all. And that's just what. Yeah. Okay. Let me stating the obvious is easy. Finding the solution. Okay, Robert. I want to get to Robert's question because he asked earlier. What? Yeah, Robert. Oh, by the way, guys, we got a lot of folks in here tonight. I want you to send if you're a little league. Dad, out there calling out Little League dads, travel ball dads, high school baseball dads, baseball, Babe Ruth, any kind of baseball, organized baseball that you have kids playing. I want you to take your videos and I want to have you send the videos into NorCal Sports Network at gmail.com. Maybe Ryan, you can put that email up, NorCal Sports Network. I want your videos. I want to watch some good baseball going in the last 20-minute games of the season. It's hard to talk Giants baseball. So bring in your children's, your friends, bring in the baseball highlights so we can play them here on NorCal Sports. I'm serious. I want to see, Cal Ripken baseball dad here. Get some video of your kids playing. Let's get him out here. We'll, make them, highlights of a minute or less. Maybe you got a collage or montage of highlights. We'll put some video up. We want to see real baseball. Okay. So what about girls softball? Heck yeah. Anything.
They probably play better than the boys.
Anything. I want some entertainment here. I do not want I'll send some bad news Bears 1977 highlight.
Tanner.
Guys,
Kelly Lee.
Oh, Robert Brown. I'm a college baseball dad. Okay, send the highlights. I gotta watch some good baseball. I can't take it. Let me see what's going on in that Dodger game, by the way. Is it over? Friday night. Where is it? Give me the Dodgers Giants or Dodgers Cleveland Indians. Oh, it's over. Cleveland Guardians, whatever. Indians, Guardians. They're the Indians to me. Did Clase get the save?
That's why these games against the Padres matter, because they want to catch the Dodgers, everybody.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I got to check on something here with my how I did tonight. Nice. Had a good fantasy night. I needed that. Nice. My fantasy pitching, 10 innings pitched. I got a win, a save, 13 Ks, and 0 ERA. No runs given up tonight, and a whip of 0.7. There we go. Yes. Whew. Needed that because my hitting didn't show up tonight for sure. But, yes. So I'll take the save.
Dan, Robert said you forgot his question.
Oh, which one?
I'm not sure.
Which Robert? Robert Rothberg?
Yeah.
Oh, his question. Yes. I think the question was, what can we do to make next year's team better? So let me give you some stuff here. Okay. You guys ready for it? I'm going to show you some things. We're going to go down the lane of, we'll look at some of the top 30 free agents for next year. Will they re-sign or move on?
It's not the greatest year.
We're going to look at who these guys are, and we'll start. And what this is there's many free agents, but on each team, but they're taking the top free agent on each team. Okay. Juan Soto. They're projecting Juan Soto. Okay. Let's see. Arizona Diamondbacks, Christian Walker. That would be a good help for the Giants, a power hitting first baseman. They're predicting he resigns. They've got Eugenio Suarez, Jock Peterson, Paul Sewald, Josh Bell. Okay. Max Fried of the Atlanta Braves. They're predicting a re-sign. With Spencer Strider recovering from Tommy John and Charlie Morton also headed for free agency, Max Fried is too important for the Braves to let him get away in free agency. Okay. Baltimore Orioles, Corbin Burns. They're predicting a re-sign. Wow. Okay. Boston Reds. Oh, they've got Santander. That would be a nice addition for the Giants. Anthony Santander. How about Austin Slater coming back, guys?
Woo!
Red Sox, Tyler O'Neill. Moving on. Okay. That's a Farhan type guy that doesn't move the needle much. But he does have some power. But he is playing in Boston. Cubs, Cody Bellinger, they're predicting him to move on. White Sox, who cares? Johan Moncada, he'll move on. Nick Martinez, Cincinnati, moving on. Cleveland Guardians, Shane Bieber, he's got to move on. Yep, move on. Let me look before I see the guy's name. Colorado, Charlie Blackmon. What do you think, Lou? I'm going to say he resigns for a 1-year contract. What do you think they say?
He stays. He's sort of the face of the Rockies.
What are they saying? Resign. Okay. Yep.
He's 38 years old.
Yeah, 1 year. Yeah. All right. Who else do we got? Detroit Tigers, Shelby Miller. He'll move on. Yep, moving on. All right. Who's next? Alex Bregman. I think he's moving on.
Yeah. And again, if we would have got rid of Chapman, I would have liked getting him. But
yeah. He's a much better clutch hitter, and he's won championships. All right, I'm going to guess with me here. Michael Wacha is moving on. Don't you think? Royals.
I think he's probably moving on because they got so much young talent.
Yeah, and he had a good year, so he might be able to get a 2-year deal somewhere. Oh, resign, they're saying. They struck gold when they signed. Yeah, they signed
$16 million.
Wacha and Seth Lugo. Okay, Pilar. Moving on. There's no way he resigns.
He's got Giants written all over him again.
Oh, please, no. Oh, Farhan.
Years old. I thought we should have traded for him.
Jack Flaherty. Jack Flaherty. I think the Dodgers try and re-sign him. He's from Southern California.
I think it all depends because what's name's coming back this week. Their pitcher. You got to
re-sign. Re-sign. Yep. This is Bleacher Report's guess. Miami Marlins, none. That's hilarious. Milwaukee Brewers, Willie Adames. I think he moves on. What do you think? Too big of a contract to get for this year. But he might really like Greg Counsell, so I'm going to predict they say moving on, but I think he could go either way. Moving on. Okay. Do I think the Brewers should resign Willie Adames? Yes. Do I think they will? No. Okay. Minnesota Twins, Carlos Santana. What do you think, Lou?
He's still in the league?
I think he moves on because I don't think anybody wants.
Yeah.
I don't think the Twins want him. Moving on. Yep.
He's 38 years old.
Pete Alonso. I think he's going to re-sign. What do you think?
I think he's going to re-sign too because the Mets need a bat. They know it.
Let's see what they say. Re-sign. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So far, I've only missed one.
So I have a question, Dan. If you had a choice between Chapman and Pete Alonso, which one would you have gotten?
Say that again.
They're both around the same money.
Pete Alonso and who? Chapman?
And Chapman.
How old's Alonso? That's a toss-up. For the years, I'd probably go Alonso. But I don't think you're getting a whole lot. I think Alonso, when he hits 32, 33, he's gonna, and that bat slows down.
And Dan, here's the thing. I'm reading this. So the Dodgers signed Freddie Freeman 6 years for $162 million. Great glove, great hitter. Yeah. The Giants just signed Chapman 6 years, $150 million.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the contract at all, period. Yeah. I put up Nolan Arenado's numbers yesterday. Nolan Arenado, you got to throw out the 40 plus homers in Colorado in his 20s and a 900 plus OPS. So what I did is I looked at his age 30 and 31 years in St. Louis, and he had still good productive years, 100 RBIs, over 800 OPS. very, very solid all-star, probably a silver slugger at third base, right? Then I looked at his age 32 last year. He started to come down. His OPS for the first time was under 800 in like 760s. This year, what do you think at age 33?
He's having probably the worst year of his career.
15 homers, like a 711 OPS. Look, that's 1 year. That means his worst 2 years, the downturn started at 32 for Arenado. He's 33. He's exactly 2 years older than Chapman. So are you going to get – I mean, I think Chapman's in better shape physically, a better body type than Arenado. He looks to be a little bit more agile. So Arenado's breaking down quicker.
Yeah.
But
and then, Dan, I just want to bring up Chase Broberg saying Matt Chapman's a top third baseman in the league. If we look at it, he is not.
Oh, he says he's the top 10. Yes,
top 10. Okay. I would rather – there's probably – now, defense – I think baseball defense is half the game, yes. But offensively, he's not a top 10 third baseman. Let's make sure of this. This is something we've been arguing about. Nothing about his defense has been spectacular. Mm-hmm. But he's made a lot of mistakes this year. I don't know if he's going to be a Gold Glove. But offensively, he's just average at best. He can't hit in the clutch. You know, except for that triple the other day against Florida when the Giants should have probably been swept. I can't remember him hitting a huge hit in the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning the whole year. Okay? His OPS, he is not that great. So, guys, let's think about it. We're talking about a guy for $25 million a year who really is great defensively, but offense, he's just average. The other thing is, and Dan keeps bringing this up, but I don't think it's going through everyone's head, Chapman is probably a good third, fourth, or maybe fifth bat when you have a solid lineup. The Giants don't have a solid lineup.
Did you guys see the Padres lineup tonight?
Oh,
Jackson Merrill, who's going to be Rookie of the Year, is batting 7th. Eugenio Suarez for the Diamondbacks bats 7th. Look, these teams are so much more loaded and such a consistent lineup throughout. It's awful what the Giants lineups consist of. The Giants, we did a strikeout the other night, Lou. We looked at the Giants' K rate, and everyone in the lineup has a strikeout rate of over 20%. And the Padres, it was almost everybody in the teens or lower. And the Diamondbacks, a lot of guys in the teens. The only 3 that had high strikeout rates for the Diamondbacks, I think, was Suarez and Christian Walker and Jock Peterson. But those are your 3 power hitters. So you expect that from your power hitters. The Giants have a lineup of not a lot of power, but a lot of swing and miss. That's why I think they're going to have to go with a new approach next year. I think they're going to have to hire a new hitting coach that emphasizes contact.
Jock Peterson is making less than Yaz. So for a DH, I would rather have Jock Peterson this year because he's still going to do 25 homers. We're not going to have anybody hit 25. He's going to have 90 RBIs. We're not going to have anybody at 90 RBIs. And this is what we mean when Farhan spends money. He overpays and he gets guys that are not that good.
Yeah, exactly. Chase Broberg says it's their
always
approach.
Are coming off. You know, we always use the Farhan. This guy's got Farhan written all over him. Every guy's either got a hurt shoulder, had surgery, and we're hoping he's the same player from 5 years ago. That's not how it is in baseball.
Yeah.
5 years ago is like 10 years in life.
Look, the Giants made a. I mean, somebody just said we overpaid for sure with Chapman, but we're undervaluing his defense. Adam C. No, I'm not undervaluing his defense. I think he's an excellent defender. You know what the Giants did this year, right? They thought they would be a better team because they went with defense when they've been the last in the league in the 2 previous seasons in defense. So they went with Chapman and Ahmed, and they thought, oh, we're going to be so good defensively, but they couldn't hit. Remember the first month of the season? I mean, couple months, Ahmed, started out okay, but we knew it wouldn't last. He started failing so bad they had to release him. Chapman was horrible at the plate. There's nobody in this lineup that can hit. Yes, you need defense, but you got to fill it. And so we're going to get to Robert's question, how to fix this team. Let's go back to the free agents, shall we?
Yes, sorry about that, Dan.
No worries, no worries. Pete Alonso, re-sign. Yankees, Juan Soto. What do you think? I think it's a re-sign. I said this. To me, it's Yankees or Mets, and if the Mets are going to re-sign Alonso, they're not getting Soto too. What do you think, Lou?
I think re-sign.
Okay, let's see. Re-sign. The optics of letting Juan Soto get away might be too damning for the Yankees not to meet his asking price, even if it takes a $500 million deal to keep him around. Same time, the Yankees have multiple holes to fill on a flawed aging roster, so there's a case to be made for spreading that money. Okay. But yeah, I don't think you can move off of Juan Soto. Look how bad the Yankees have been without him, and now they're a top team. Ross Stripling, he's going to move on, and because the A's aren't going to.
I don't want him again.
Yeah. Phillies, Jeff Hoffman. That's a reliever. Hoffman, probably a move on. Oh, re-sign. Okay, I missed two. Steelers, Pirates, Chapman. He's definitely moving on. There's no way. I got to hang on my inversion table if he's not moving on. Okay, moving on. All right, good. Padres, Ha-Seong Kim, moving on, I think. Probably to the Giants, if you want to know the truth. That's where I think he's coming. Because what does Melvin and Farhan do? They try and match buddies. They match their buddies. Blake Snell, moving on, no doubt.
Definitely.
What do you think? Moving on. Giants cleaned up the mess that Scott Boras made last offseason when they signed Blake Snell. Cleaned up. Snell, 31s. Okay. After last season's debacle, he should be more motivated to take the first good long-term offer that comes along this winter, and that could make it difficult for the Giants to retain him. Yeah. And then they say update Chapman. So this was done 2 days ago. Jorge Polanco, another who cares, moving on. Cardinals, Goldschmidt. Wow. Goldschmidt. I think that's a tough one because I think the Cardinals would like to maybe re-sign him because they don't have anybody. And I'm thinking Goldschmidt, I don't know, unless Goldschmidt's maybe wants to go play in Cincinnati or something and smoke it out of the park. What do you think? That's a toss-up. I'm going to just guess re-sign. What do you think? What do you think, Lou?
I think because they got so much youth, you got to have some veterans. I think they're going to probably re-sign him maybe 1 or 2 years.
Re-sign. We guessed right.
By the way, Dan, that hat suits you. You look good in the
brown and yellow today. Gold. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right. I think we've only missed two. Tampa Bay, Brandon Lowe. I don't know much about the second baseman. How old is he? If he's older, they're going to let him go. Anybody know how old Lowe is before I scroll past this? You know what? I'm going to just say move on because if the Rays let somebody get to free agency, I don't think they want him. It's my gut. Moving on. Got it. Okay. Kirby Yates, reliever, Texas. Probably going to move on just because test the market. Guys, relievers find a job just about anywhere. Moving on. Okay. Do we have the last? Is it Toronto Blue Jays? Ryan Yarbrough. Moving on.
Yeah.
Oh, re-sign. Missed the third one. And the last one, Nationals, Trevor Williams. They're young. He's going to move on. Re-sign. I missed the last two. Got it.
Dan, I think for Robert, I think what we need to do
26 out of 30 ain't too bad.
Who's on the roster now? And who would you want back? I know the 4 guys I do not want playing for the Giants anymore. And I think this is a year where we got to sort of cut the tires. We got to move on from what we have. We can't have the same team that's not winning.
Correct.
I think there's probably I have my core 4 that I want. I don't want any more with the Giants.
Let me see if I can guess them. Can I try and guess your core 4 that you don't want?
Why don't we start with pitchers?
Okay, pitchers. You want them either traded or not offered?
I don't want them on our team next year. So
you just don't want them on our team next year.
That means if they are going to be a free agent, we can sign them. I don't want them anymore.
But if they're coming back, if they're under contract, we talking.
I don't have a choice. I'd rather we trade them, I guess.
Okay, you just want them out. Okay, pitchers.
Well, we can start with pitchers.
Okay, starters. They really don't have any. They got Webb and Snell's gone. I'm going to say you got 4 guys. Okay, can I get the other 2 easy ones that I think so that I can? Is one Yaz?
I don't want him back. I've had enough Yaz.
Okay, I got that one.
Yaz is way too much.
I got that one. Number 2, Wade.
Correct.
Okay, I got the 2.
Okay.
All right. So now there's only
that means there's player. We've had him long enough. I want a real first baseman.
Yes.
Okay. I know I'm asking for a lot, but please give me a real first baseman.
Okay.
If we're going to have a Gold Glove and we're going to go back to Chapman at third base to be the vacuum, we got to have a first baseman equal to the third baseman.
Hey, look at my
I cannot, we do not have a first baseman. We haven't had it for 5 or 6 years. It's ridiculous.
Vladdy Guerrero would be the guy, huh? Hey, Spencer, thanks. Look at my percentage there, 86.6. That's a good winning percentage. That gets you in the playoffs. Thanks, Spence. Appreciate that. Oops. They love you. Oh, somebody else maybe put that up. Maybe I did. Okay. Okay. So let me guess the other 2 you don't want. They're pitchers. So you want Wilmer Flores back?
Nope.
Then that's 5. That's 5 because you said 4, and 2 of them are pitchers.
No, I meant we'll start with pitchers. Sorry.
Oh, maybe there's only 1 pitcher then.
Correct.
Okay, 1 pitcher, and it's either Duvall or one of the Rogers.
One of the Rogers.
Okay. You don't want the righty back.
I don't want Tyler back. The show is done. It's over with. I've just come to the point where, I don't want to see him anymore. The Giants got to get, I keep saying this, we got to get rid of the dead wood. We can't have mediocrity. I'd rather we play the youth and play all the AAA, because you know what's going to happen if we play the youth? We're going to have the exact same record, maybe 5 games less, but we get a year of experience. It's sort of like our pitching staff. We know Birdsong's going to be good. I wouldn't pitch him the rest of the year, but we know he's improved from last year to this year. Next year, he could maybe be worth 5 more wins. We know these guys. Mason Black tonight. Young guy, we could see it. Plus, if we keep the young guys, and this is what sometimes the chat doesn't know, it doesn't cost us anything. This way we have extra money to get the big bat. A lot of times, guys, and again, our defense, they're going to say, oh, we'll be better next year with Lee in center. I don't know that. We only saw him for a month. So how do we know he's going to be better than what we had now? We know he's not going to hit better than our center fielder.
I think, what I think they do this offseason? I think they're showcasing Grant McCray. I think he's going to get traded.
I like his defense, but I know eventually by next year, the league will catch up to him. He won't be that great.
I don't think he's going to be much of a hitter. I think they are going to try and trade Grant McCray because what are they going to do with him? They're not going to.
Well, he's not going to start with Lee back.
Yeah.
So he's going to be a 4th or 5th outfielder.
Right. So, Adam C says you can't split up the Twins, Lou. That's not very Christian of you. splitting up the Twins. Hey, the Giants tried to split them up. The Giants put them on waivers.
And not one team even wanted them.
Maybe it was because they were attached.
Well, I think the problem is Taylor makes $9.7 million with an option for next year. So if somebody would have claimed him, he would have had a player option to say yes, and they would have paid him $9.7 million. Instead, we're the suckers that are going to have to pay him next year.
Yes. So the question, and I need to get back to this. I am going to pull up, Lou, for us. Let's take what we want to do is let's see who's available as free agents next year. And let's predict who Farhan brings in, shall we? Now, I'm having trouble. Why am I having trouble with my tabs? They're not opening up. Something happened. My computer locked up here. I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave for a moment and then come back and see if I can pull this up. I got to work on my computer. So I'll leave, Lou. You carry on.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll be back.
Mark Graves, I completely agree. The free agent class next year is one of the worst I've seen in probably 10 years. So Dan brought this up a couple weeks ago. That means the only way we can get a good bat or solid players is through trades.
I can't even leave, Lou. My computer won't even let me leave. I don't know what's going on.
Uh-oh.
I'm trying to hit leave studio, and I hit the button, and it's not taken.
You're gone. So, Mark, yeah, it's a bad class. So what we're going to have to do is, and I know this is tough, we're going to have Farhan actually trade some of our youth. And I think it's a big key where, it's one of those things. I just think, first of all, we need to get rid of the dead wood. In fact, I'll just go over until Dan gets back of who I want the Giants to be on our team next year. I'll just go down the list. Beck, pitcher. I guess we can keep him. Birdsong, yes. Spencer Bavens, yes. Black, yes. Duvall, until he gets his mind, I'm not sure if he's a quality pitcher anymore because this is now going on for 4 months where his mind is not in. Again, I don't know if he has problems back home. Maybe he just broke up with a girlfriend. I don't know, but he comes in and it's sort of, he doesn't care. Again, this is why I got kicked out of a Giant game in my seats because he gave up 4 runs, didn't give a shit. So, Sean Jelly, yes, we got to keep him. Miller, I like Miller, but we got to make sure, he is in maybe a 6-inning guy. Put him where he belongs. I don't really like either of the Rogers. Definitely don't like Tyler. Landon Rupp, okay. Ryan Walker, yes, he'll be our stopper next year. That's why, with Duvall, we don't really need him. Maybe we can possibly trade him. Austin Warren, the guy that pitched today, not a big deal. And then, of course, I'd love to get Logan Webb. Let's keep him. Catchers, I don't want Kirk Cassell back. Guy's got no arm and he can't hit. Get rid of him. Dead wood. Patrick Bailey, yes. But I'd like to get someone sort of comparable to Bailey to maybe help him out. It's amazing. Bailey has sort of had a worse year, and we have a manager that used to be a catcher. That makes no sense. What is Melvin doing? He was a catcher at one time. Help the kid out. All right. Infielders. Canna. I don't want him back next year. I don't care if he played for the A's and he's local. Forget this. Wisenhunt. I don't know if they think he's ready yet. That's why I didn't do him. I'm just going by guys on the roster. Sorry about that. Chapman, obviously we got back. Tyler Fitzgerald, yes. Luciano, I don't know what's up with him either. I don't know what the Giants are doing. I don't know about him. Lamont Wade, I want him done. Brett Wisely, I don't care. I want him done. We got to get rid of the dead wood so we can bring in fresh faces, fresh. Outfielders, Conforto, I don't want him back. And Nishikarion, yes, I like him a little bit. Matos, I'm done with him too. Get rid of him. McRae I like, and Ramos I like. And then Yaz, I don't want him anymore. I've seen enough Yaz. He's like a 5th or 6th outfielder. And with us, he starts and he bats 8th. No, get me some fresh faces and guys that want to win. It's not that these guys don't want to win, but we've seen the act. They're not going to change. You know, we need fresh blood. We need, something that can, we have no spark on this team. And here's the other key. This was the first year that in our Crimson Coal uniforms, we have a losing record, Dan. We've always had a winning record with those those horrible things. We even had to lose more 4 and 6 this year. So,
wow.
Something's going on. And again, I don't know what's going on in the AAA. I just know what's on our 40-man roster. I don't know who's still under contract for next year. But
I'll pull it up here.
Yeah, I just think, when Dan bought some of our our great speakers. First of all, Dan, I want to commend you. In the last 2 weeks, you've done a great job bringing some great people on the air.
Well, thank you.
Fantastic. Without you, we wouldn't get this knowledge. So I just want to tell you, job well done. From Sean Estes to recent GMs, really teaching us about how it works, because we're just fans. We don't see how it is on the inside, but you really opened up a few doors. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. Wasn't it interesting in hearing Bobby Evans say he likes to let the manager set his own lineup? Did you catch that? I
caught that. And some of the pressures that he goes through, it's completely different than Farhan, because, he admitted they made a few mistakes. Yes. I think the one thing about him is even though he works for the Giants now, he's not really a big homer. You know what I mean? Same thing with Sean. Sean sort of, you asked him a question, but he realized, because he's a fan. I think, the one thing too is Sean spoke about it being a former player. Right. Bobby Evans never played. He actually said how he developed through it. He realized how big it was, but he also made a lot of mistakes, but at the same time, he did what he thought was best for the team to advance. Right. Farhan, what he does is, guys, we're hoping with what I got, we can be 500. I don't know how any organization would ever be happy with that. We're happy to be 500. Maybe we can get in the 3rd wild card. How can you think that when you're the 4th best team just in our division? So you're automatically already behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, look at that close up. Whoa. Ooh. It's kind of like what's really hard is when you're watching your camera. I'm watching you, and when I'm watching you, it looks like I'm looking down because. Yeah. But if I look at the camera, I can't see you because my eyes are focused on the camera. It's like anyway. It's gonna be.
And by the way, while Dan's getting ready, if any of you guys did not see the football game tonight, it looked like watching Giants baseball in the first couple innings. It was sloppy.
Sloppy
turnovers. But Philadelphia did wind up beating Green Bay late.
Green Bay blew that game.
Yeah, but also there was almost a huge injury. I don't know if you saw that.
The end of the game?
Around the 2-minute warning.
No, the last 10 seconds. You talking about Jordan Love?
Yeah.
It was 10 seconds left.
Was it 10? Well, because the other guy came in and did the play. Okay, last 30 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know. Has there been any word? The poor guy's got to fly home from Brazil. Hopefully he didn't tear his ACL.
Yeah, it was ugly.
It didn't look.
Not only did he get injured, but his lineman got injured on the same play.
Yeah, I want to see if there's any news on. Let me look and see if there's any news yet on that. Packers Love helped off. Okay. I don't know if there's any. Wow. Mark Vientos hit a walk-off homer tonight to push the Mets win streak to 8. They've actually tied Atlanta.
Yep.
That's pretty amazing.
I got meetings in September in Atlanta, and I'm going. The Mets visit Atlanta for 3 games at Atlanta.
Man, I had Mark Vientos on my fantasy team, and I traded him for Goldschmidt and somebody else. I should have kept Vientos. Guy's raking, man. Oh well. Let's look at every team next year who's currently a free agent. And we'll start off with the catchers. Giants probably could use a solid number 2.
I agree.
Okay.
But hey, Dan, I wanted to bring up a point where our pitching is sort of faded this year.
Uh-huh.
But what's amazing is we have a manager that used to be a catcher. Shouldn't Bailey improve? Or is our manager not really helping him? You know, because that's the one thing is when you spoke to Buster, whenever he was in a slump or something, he would always talk to Bochy, being a former catcher, saying, hey, what can I do? I don't want to get so tired. Do you have any recommendations? Because Bailey this year sort of hit a wall. And I mean a wall maybe midway through the season.
Yeah.
You know, and again, it wasn't like he played every game. You know, recently they've been giving him time off. And, you know, especially this year where stealing has become such a huge part of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, the Giants have given up more stolen bases than anybody else in the league. Pitching now defensively has become a major problem.
Right.
Bailey's great, but he's probably concentrating so much on defense, his bat is now lacking.
Yeah, it is. I'll tell you, there's 2 catchers on here that I would go after for the Giants, and that's got to be a righty. I would go after someone like Travis d'Arnaud with the Braves, who pretty good hitter, got some pop, or maybe a Carson Kelly, who's with the Tigers, I believe. Even a Jacob Stallings, but they're probably going to go with what's his name? Murphy, because he signed for next year. So they're not going to cut him. Right? They're coming back with Tom Murphy as their backup. And you're going to lack defense. Maybe he hits well, but they got to get somebody that can catch 2 to 3 days a week. Can't just basically, I would platoon 100%. I would platoon. And if you're facing a slew of right-handers, I'd still give Bailey every 3rd day off. Every 3rd day off. I'm not letting him catch 3 games in a row. I don't care if it's, you know.
No, I agree.
He wears out too much. First base, I think you go after Christian Walker with some money. Try and lure him out of Arizona. I don't think you're going to get Alonso. I would like Christian Walker. Of course, I'd like Alonso, but I don't think you're going to get him. If Hoskins opts out, he's better than what the Giants have if you can't get a Christian Walker. That's all I'd be interested in. It'd be 1, Christian Walker, 2, Alonso. Well, probably Alonso 1, Walker 2, but I think you have a better shot. The thing about going after Christian Walker, why you would want to go after Christian Walker, it's like 2 birds with 1 stone. You weaken the Diamondbacks, a team you have to beat out, and you strengthen yourself.
Good call.
So I'm for Christian Walker as the option for the Giants at first base. Second base, there's not a – wait, oh, I hit the wrong – hold on. What's going on? Don't do this to me again. There we go. Second base. Wilmer Flores is listed as a second baseman. Brandon Crawford's in there. I don't think there's anybody on that list that's a big upgrade than, you know, maybe Gleyber Torres, but he's not all that. Oh, Ha-Seong Kim. There you go. I think they go after Ha-Seong Kim. It's a mutual option. That means he can opt out if he wants. So third base, forget that. They've already killed that. shortstop. I'm going after Willie Adames. Okay. And I'll move if I don't have a second baseman, I'll move Fitzgerald to second. If I can get a second baseman, I'm still going after Willie Adames, and I'm making Tyler Fitzgerald. I'm making Tyler Fitzgerald my all around guy. So Robert, we're improving the team, trying to improve the team. Tyler Fitzgerald moves around like Chris Taylor. Outfield, realistically,
it's bad.
I would go after in this group. Oh my gosh, Mark Can't look at all the guys at Giants in there. Peterson, Canna, Haniger, Adam Duvall, ex-Giant. I would go after. How old is Anthony Santander, chat? Am I still in this here? Lou?
I'm here.
I don't know what happened. I can't even find my where'd you I can't find hold on here. I don't know what happened. Let me close this. There we go. I am screwing up big time tonight when it comes to the my computer is just going weird on me. I lost the whole free agent class.
There's not much there.
No, what were we on?
The off season. The only way the Giants are going to improve is we're going to have to trade some of the youth.
Yep, you're going to have to trade a guy like McRae and maybe a Wisenhunt or let's go back to the outfield. I got it back up here. Okay. I would go after in this outfield group, and I'd only be interested in, I'll tell you what, you want to know who I could see Farhan signing a guy like Randall Grichuk to be your new Austin Slater. I could see that. But I would go after guys like Santander and Teoscar Hernandez. But you know another thing that Farhan just did that really messes things up for the Giants? He just set the market with Chapman's deal.
Yep.
So by him setting, thank you, Chardal, 29. Santander will be 30 in a few weeks. Okay, so he'll be 30 entering next season. I would go after Santander. But you know what? The market's just been set for some of these better players, guys like Teoscar Hernandez. They're looking at 5 years, $25 million a year because Matt Chapman got it. I would go after Teoscar and Santander. That's it. The rest you can find within your organization because they're all mid like the rest of you. Let's look here at
and I'd love to get Ozuna, but he's not leaving Atlanta. He's the MVP of their team.
Right. Designated hitter. Yeah.
Remember, J.D. Martinez didn't want to play for the Giants. He
was
goes,
smart.
I have more faith in the Mets. So obviously his decision was right.
Yep. Starting pitching. I'll tell you, guys, they should go after. That's a club option. A lot of club options.
Yeah.
You're not getting Mania. He's not coming back here. You don't want any part of this place. Although Melvin's back, he might. I don't know. Jack Flaherty would be a guy I'd chase after. At least drive up the price for the Dodgers. I'm looking at the rest of this list. It doesn't.
I can see the Giants going after like Luis Sirianni, James Paxton, of that, you know, not stud guys, but guys that.
Yep, James Paxton, Flaherty, Severino.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, see
it's not a great class like we keep talking about.
I could see Farhan going after like a Spencer Turnbull or Luke. I could just see that. Yeah, it's not a great class. Relief pitchers.
I mean, look at Kelly. He's not leaving Atlanta. I mean, that guy pitched 8 innings last night. We've had one guy pitch 8 innings all year.
Who Luther? I mean, the relievers. Jacob June is back in there. Look, forget it. How about managers? Or are they any free agent managers? Oh, Lou.
I don't know. It's very bleak.
It's bleak as bleak can get. Wow.
But again, it's going to come to the point that we talked about. For the Giants to get better, we're going to have to trade some of the youth. I don't know what I said. We got Webb under contract for three more years that are friendly. So he's definitely going to stay.
That's a good point, Mark. If you got both of those guys, Santander and Teo, that would be good. One could be the outfielder.
Who is our free agent? Who is our designated hitter this year? Tell me.
It was Soler. Now who is it? I don't know.
Yes?
Who was it tonight? Who was it? Who was it tonight? I didn't even pay attention.
I mean, that's a problem.
Who was the designated hitter tonight?
Let me take a look.
I didn't even pay attention. I had the
fact,
sound
guys,
down on
since the designated hitter went into effect in the National League, you can't name, besides Soler, give me who the Giants DHs have been. It's pathetic.
Jock Peterson was
great, but of course he's no longer with us. And remember, we were so dumb. We offered him a contract for $19.6 million when nobody else offered him a contract yet.
I know. Listen to all the Farhan deals. He gives him $19.6 to keep him. When he wasn't worth more than 10 to 12 last year. Oh gosh. You like this Padres hat? Get used to it. You're going to see it. They play the Padres 5 more times. I have a feeling you're going to see it at least 4. 4 more shows.
Yeah, Conforto was the DH tonight.
Is it possible that the Padres sweep the Giants 6 straight? It depends if Snell pitches against them. What is the pitching matchup tomorrow, by the way?
Take a look.
We know now Harrison's gone for the year.
Yeah, he was supposed to pitch Sunday.
I told you they would wear these guys out. And you know who's next is Birdsong.
So Webb goes tomorrow against their ace. That's a loss.
Webb against Dylan Cease. Oh yeah.
Yep.
I'm taking Dylan Cease, baby. Although Jackson Merrill got hurt. He's another guy. My whole fantasy baseball team is falling apart, Lou. All in the last.
Are you glad you're not doing fantasy football? So you can,
I am
your
happy
mind clear until next April.
Yes, I am so glad I am not doing fantasy football. I didn't watch the game tonight with tension. I was thinking to myself, oh, whoever had Saquon Barkley, nice 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
and but I was like, I'm glad. I'd be up scouring the waivers, looking to make my next move for the week. I'd be planning. That's the life of a GM. When Ned Colletti and Bobby Evans both said the life of a GM, 365 days a year. You're thinking about.
I didn't see that. I'm just reading a comment from the chat. Snell went on the 15-day after his start.
Blake Snell?
Yeah. Philip said Snell on the 15-day DL.
Let me look at this.
I thought they just took him out since he pitched 47 pitches in 1 inning.
I was a little worried about that because when he went 1 inning, the worst thing that can happen with the Giants. See, this is what I would have done with Blake Snell.
He gets injured and the player option, he gets the bonus and we're stuck with him.
Exactly. Now, I don't know if you can do this. I didn't think of the question till yesterday, and I would have asked Bobby Evans on it Tuesday night. Would the Players Association object if you went to Blake Snell and said, we want to extend you, here's our offer for extending. We understand you want to test free agency, but just be aware, if you don't want to take this offer, we're not going to let you pitch anymore because we're protecting our investment. You're an investment in us. And if you get hurt in the last week, because we suck, Blake, in case you didn't notice, Blake, we suck. We can't get any runs for you. But you got to protect that. That would be the ultimate, is that he gets hurt and he comes back next year and he doesn't pitch.
Right now, they only have Webb and Birdsong for the next 2 weeks. They don't have Snell at all.
I don't see Snell on the no move with Snell.
All right. Somebody on the comment made a mistake then.
I'm looking at the Giants transactions right here. They placed Kyle Harrison on the 15-day retroactive September 4th. Today, they recalled Austin Warren from the Sacramento River Cats. Nothing about Blake Snell.
2 innings tonight.
Yeah.
And he gave up a 700-foot shot, but it happens to the
fake news. But I would go to Snell and Scott Boras. But I don't know if you can do that, Lou, with the Players Association, because if you say he's healthy and you say we're setting you down, you can't pitch, that hurts his numbers, right? And so, but still, I mean, it's got to be. Oh, it's an old post, Philip says. My bad. Okay.
Well, the one thing I like about him is, Snell got pitcher of the month, and we were 1 game over 500 for the month.
Yeah, 14 and 13. Terrible. Another thing that's pretty hilarious is that somebody mentioned Birdsong. That's another guy. He's wiped out. They are just wearing these guys out. And you know what? You know what it does, Lou? It not only affects the players for this year, it affects their next season when they're worn out. It does. I really think Webb, you might be getting to see how do I want to say this? You might be starting to see the beginning of a slight downward trend. Because if I pulled up, in fact, I will do that. I will pull up Logan Webb, and we'll just take a look at his numbers by the years, okay? And we'll see that Logan Webb has pitched a lot of innings for a young guy who's had Tommy John in the past. Okay? It's not like he's never had Tommy John. Okay, Logan Webb, are we looking at this right now? Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay, look at 22 season. He pitched 192 innings. And then 216 last year, and he's on pace to pitch over 200 this year. He's got a start tomorrow, which is game 20. Then he'll pitch the 15th game, right? Let's see, 20, then 19, 18, 17, 16, game 15 to go. He pitches tomorrow. There's 20 games left. Then with 15, then with 10, then with 5. So 20, 15, 10, 15. He's got 4 starts. If he averages 6 innings a start, he's going to pitch over 200 innings again. And you know what? That's his goal. That's what he wants to do, which is fine. It's just pitchers aren't built like they used to be, that used to be able to go 300 innings on 4 days rest. Yep. So I just could see him wearing out. Look at his he's got good numbers as far as ERA, 3.43. He's had 29 games started. Last year, 33. Yeah, he's going to have the same amount of starts, Lou. 4 more starts. 33 starts he's going to end up with this year. And how is his ERA plus. See, he was better the last. His ERA plus was 136, and 128. Now this year it's down to 114. His FIP is interesting. His WHIP is up. Look at his WHIP. Walks, hits, innings pitched.
Yeah.
120. Basically 1.20. Last year, 1.07. Amazing. 1.1. Yeah, his WHIP's gone up. He's giving up more hits and walks. Let's check his hits this year. 177. Yeah, his base on balls are already 13 over what he threw last year. So I'm not saying Logan Webb is washed in any way. What I'm saying, what is Vespa saying? Webb's durability will catch up to him. Then again, there was time pitchers pitched 250 plus. Those were the days. Yeah, exactly, Vespa. He was, that's the old pitchers. But today's pitchers, they're brittle, man. It's like butter brittle, right? Just breaks in half. So I think he's going to wear down. His value's so high right now. Imagine what you might be able to do in the offseason with someone like the Orioles, especially if the Orioles can't sign Corbin Burns. Man, if the Orioles lose Corbin Burns, I'd be on the phone and saying, hey, because you're in a rebuild, whether you believe it or not. You got to go into a rebuild. I'm going to slam my thing down. I don't want to scare the dog. The Giants, but you know where Buster's always at? You guys want to see where Buster's at?
Yeah, he's always in the same place, right? There he is. Buster, my man.
Hey, buddy. What are you doing lying on the cord there? Here, let's get a little close-up of Buster here. Bird's eye view here. Hey, buddy. What are you doing? Doing okay tonight? You a good boy? You're a good boy. That's Buster. The lab. The white lab.
Labs and Goldens are the best.
Yeah, that's how I've always owned, Labs and Goldens.
So, Dan, are you trying to tell me since the beginning of last year that the Giants have not moved up on the wall? They've been stuck since last season in the fourth outlet.
Yeah, they've been there. You know what? Next year, Lou, we'll take them all down and we'll do a show and we'll predict where each team will land.
There you go.
We'll do a show with that. That will be fun. Once everything's in place in spring training, a couple days before the season starts, we'll just shuffle them. I'm not going to leave them because the Giants are going to stay right there and the Rockies are going to stay right there. So I'm not going to take them all off. But that Giants hat.
And Dan, the one great thing why the chat's probably saying, how are we going to improve the team? Why? People are forgetting that one of the best pitchers we've seen in the last 5 years is off this year, and he's coming back next year to play for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Wait a minute.
Mr. Ohtani will be back.
Oh, yes, pitching. I was.
So not only is he going to be MVP this year, the Dodgers are now going to be healthier next year, and they're going to probably have the best pitcher in the National League pitching for them.
Yeah.
Why we're going to lose Snell, and we're going to keep the same team. So, guys, remember, that just probably adds another 3 to 4 more L's on our schedule.
Yeah.
Because you know how the Giants are. When they haven't seen a pitcher for the first couple times, it's like Cy Young. We might get 2 pitches. And by the way, before I forget, I'm starting to get a little sick and tired of us getting runners on, and we're starting to bunt a little too much. Have you noticed that, Dan? The last couple of nights, we just try to bunt. It's like a safety squeeze, or we're bunting to get on. Guys, This is worse than the Little League. Stop bunting. You're in the professional. If you can't make contact, then don't be playing on this type of level. That's all I want to say.
When you were talking about Ohtani, I was like, I wasn't totally, because I was daydreaming about Mitchell and Ness's Watch the Life Come Back to Buster. I was actually thinking, I was actually looking at thinking about that.
How old is Buster?
He's 7.
Oh, okay. So he's still young.
He's very playful still, but he lays around a lot, but he loves to play. I can get him running around this place, the whole house, in a couple minutes if I got him wound up.
Yeah.
But you know what, guys? I should get them as a good call. I might have to go check on getting them as a sponsor where I got Buster. If you guys want to go check out, you guys want to get a dog, go where these are the best dogs ever. Go check out Stouffer's Labs. Look at it. Look at it. This is where Buster
Labs, or do they have Goldens too?
They just have Labs. This is where I got Buster. Welcome. And they're in Prunedale. Smart, mellow, and beautiful. You know who bought a dog from? You know who bought a dog from them? You know who bought a dog from them? Huh?
Low C?
No. If they build it, if you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come.
The actor?
Yep. Kevin Costner bought a dog from here. There's Bear. Hey, there's Buster's daddy. Right there, Bear.
Bear.
That's Buster's daddy. Right there, Bear.
Dogs are incredible.
This is Buster's daddy. I love it.
By the way, San Jose Sharks, let me tell you something. I don't think Trevor Bauer would pitch for the Giants because if he got all his shit together, he wants to play for a winner. By the way, San Jose Sharks, the schedule was announced on Monday. I got tickets on Tuesday for 7 games. Just want to make sure, because NorCal, we talk Sharks hockey.
There we go. Sharks hockey. Let's take a look at Bears page. What's going on with? Oh, my thing's doing it again. My computer's something. I think I'm doing too many. It's just not going to the sites I want to. For some reason, it's just.
And Dan, hey, in the last 15 minutes, we don't need to talk about the Giants anymore. What do you think about Monday night with the Niners? Are you happy? I know you're down in Arizona where, unfortunately in San Francisco, we had the shooting. Of course, our mayor got involved since it's an election season.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. The kid is back at camp.
Unbelievable, Lou.
And that could be a huge thing to bring this team together.
Yes, I think it will. I think it's going to bring, it pretty much helped bring Trent Williams back because he said it. Said he wanted to, come back and be with the guys. And, I heard they had they were having a team party that night.
Yeah, at the coach's house. They do every year.
Yeah. And they were thinking about calling it off because they didn't know what to do. And then they heard that he was okay. John Lynch was down at the hospital. Kyle was getting ready to maybe go, and he was waiting. And then they heard he was okay. And then the team got a chance to, on the big screen, FaceTime with Ricky. And that had to be a really bonding as a team. When a guy you don't think of your teammate getting shot and dying during the season.
No. And how lucky it was because literally it was inches. They interviewed the officer, the young lady that saved him.
Right.
BLM, Blue Lives Matter, of course.
Yes.
It was very thing where all she did is she did her job. She was an experience, and I think this is why sometimes people forget you never depend on police, but when you need them and they're there, you're relieved. And if she wasn't there and San Francisco's got a big problem, he might have died. I mean, it was bad. It went in the front, out the back, a lot of blood, in case you didn't see the photos.
Oh,
you know,
man.
and I mean, I think, one thing about the Giants, they don't care right now is I think they're happy the Niners are playing and football is starting because they can go in the back part of the page. They can be page 6 instead of the front page. It's all going to be about the Niners now.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's good. Hey, this is, I think, the other thing too is with Brock Purdy, next year he's going to be the one signing the big, getting the big contract. But, this is, I think the Niners are going to have a tough time. I think the NL West is a lot tougher. I think Seattle's going to be tough. People forget their new coach was the defensive mind of the Baltimore Ravens, who, of course, last Christmas embarrassed the Niners, where the Niners were completely destroyed at home. And then I think the Rams, they got Cup back now. Now they have 2 stud wide receivers. And, I think they're going to be good. Seattle's going to be good. Niners going to have a tough time, everybody. But one great thing about NorCal is we'll be here to help you guys out after wins and losses. We say
Absolutely.
how it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. By the way, that picture again, I just putting back up there, that's Buster's daddy, Bear. And, Bear is just really cool.
Beautiful.
He's a beautiful, he's a stud. He's one of the studs. You can, they're saying, man, I don't know what's happened with my computer tonight, but nothing's.
I love it. Our studs.
Yeah. Our studs.
Business.
Yeah. Download stud contract, man. Hey, man, how would you like to be a stud, Lou?
I know the horse business stud. I've been to the farms. I've never seen a dog stud, but I love it.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, look at that. Sterling. That's a silver fox. Yeah. Yeah. I went over to when I went over to the Philippines, Lou, in 2017 to, I got married over there.
Yep.
I boarded Buster back here for a month because I was gone a whole month. And look at those pups. Look at those pups.
They're beautiful. And that's down in your area of
No,
Arizona?
this is in Prunedale.
Oh, okay.
I got Buster up in Prunedale. So if you guys, that's not too far from Salinas, I think. But look at those. This is a great place. I mean, these dogs are so mellow. They're trained so well. Like Buster's got one of these jackets, the little therapy dog jackets.
Yep.
Yeah. They're well cared for. I you know what? Who's the one that said I need to get another one? Mitchell and Ness? I just might do that. I just might go get me another dog for Buster. I don't know. Yeah, if I get one, that's where I'm getting them, man. I'm telling you, this guy right here has been there you go, buddy. He's been the best guy. Say hello to everybody. Yes. Oh, you big baby. Come on, Rolo. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Yeah, he's been
amazing.
He's been the best dog I've ever had. I've had him for 7 years, and he's like the best friend you can ever have. He's with me everywhere I go. I get in the truck, and he goes right out in the garage. He knows if I'm not stopping at a store where I have to get out, if I'm just going, or today I picked up my wife from work, and then I had to go to the store. So, it's 106 here. So you just leave the car running. And my wife stayed out I just ran into the store, grabbed what I needed, and AC's on, and he just sits in the back, and he loves to travel.
Perfect.
He loves to travel. I got pictures of this guy when I was I used to travel between Arizona and the Bay Area quite a bit because, had a home in here, but I was living up in the Bay Area in 17.
Yep.
And I'd have to come back down to Arizona, for business or whatever. But he was great. He would be in the car with me driving. Let me see if I've got I'll show you something here. It's pretty cool. When I had to have neck surgery, had neck surgery, got a disc. He laid by me in bed right next to me the whole time. He was a pup. He was only like 4 months old, but yeah, I can't. I'll have to find it later. But he'd be right in the car.
I love dogs. There's a dog park by me where 2 of the labs. It's amazing. They're just normal dogs, but they also go on cruise ships and they're trained for the blind. So they're just regular dogs, but once they put the equipment on, they know it's time to work.
Yes.
And it's just the most amazing thing. And then by me, there's 2 golden retrievers. One's missing a right front leg. He got hit by a car. His name is Tripod. And then another one had
Tripod.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then the other one got hit by a car. His back leg. He had cancer. So they had to remove the back leg. And these 2 dogs, different owners, they just seem to show up at the dog park where I'm at. And I just sort of chill with my little transistor radio, listening to the KMBR, the Giants game. And the other one is called Slinky. And they basically, even though they only have 3 legs, they still want to chase the ball. They just want to hang out with their buddies and have fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I had his guy, trying to find it here, when I had him in the this guy loved to play ball. Oh, when he was a pup, he took, look what he did to my let's see. He took my socks out here. Look, he took my socks out.
Oh, one of those. The socks.
Oh boy.
Hey, remember everybody to like.
Yes.
Please.
Absolutely. Well, Lou, I think we've covered enough.
Yeah. And like I said, it's amazing. The Giants sometimes just don't show up, but when they're on Apple TV, we're glad they're not local TV. I mean, I read some comment today saying that even our announcers are having trouble with any good stuff to say.
Oh yeah, I would not want to be.
No.
Man, this is why they whine and complain about calls all the time.
I agree.
Lou, asked Dan if doing a Breeders' Cup show. We could do a Breeders' Cup. We could get the horse crew back together.
Yeah.
When's the Breeders' Cup coming?
It'll be the first Friday and Saturday in November.
Okay. Yeah. First Friday and Saturday in November. I'll get the crew back. We'll handicap the race again.
Yeah, we'll do like the usual. We did, I think, the Wednesday night before the Derby.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys nailed it. Made me money. Yeah, my brother just got a knee replacement, the one that was on with the horses. And every time I talk to him during the day, I call him, and all I hear is, I think what is he watching right now?
He's probably watching FanDuel or TVG.
Oh, he's watching TVG, but which track he's paying attention to?
Oh, Del Mar, and then Saratoga just ended.
Okay, it just ended when? Because it was just a couple days ago. I was talking to him.
It ended last Monday. Sorry, the holiday.
Oh, well, I was talking to him the other day, and there's a race on. Where is he watching? I should call him up and get him on here right now. Hey, but he's laid up. He's he's still on the pain meds because he just had the surgery a few days ago. And didn't a horse named Dan win one of the big 3 races? There's always a horse named Dan.
Mystic Dan.
Mystic Dan, yes.
He won the Kentucky Derby, and then he ran second in the Preakness.
Mystic Dan, there you go. So, yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's fun, all the different sports. You know, we've got to start. Yeah, you guys, if you want to bring guests, just name a guest. I'll see if I can get them. Okay, I can't promise, you know, we could get him, but you know, we try. I've got some good contacts where I have some names. I still got a few more that I'm hoping to get. I just need to follow up on. But,
and then, Dan, I know Larry's super busy because now he's back on KNBR.
Right.
But can you get Larry maybe just for half an hour to talk about the season, or maybe?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll call Larry tomorrow.
You know, I think people would like that. Just, you know, get fired up for the Niners season.
Yeah, I think I know that Los and Bora, you know, want to get him on. We'll see if we can do a dual show on his channel and ours, and then set it up, and we can do that. But guys, I was serious about what I had said earlier. If you guys have your kids are playing ball, anywhere from Little League on up, man. If Little League to college ball, send some videos in. We got to kill the next 20 games covering this crappy team, okay? You guys all should just give us a $2 donation just for being on. Seriously, man, this is pain. This is a labor of love to come on and try and entertain for 2 hours on this crappy baseball team. There's nothing to talk about. So we'll and how much can we keep saying the same? But we'll keep doing it. So guys, it has been fun. We will be back tomorrow night. Giants game time tomorrow. I think it's 5:40 game tomorrow, Lou?
Yeah.
5:40. So guys, we will come on about 8:15-ish, 8:30 in that neighborhood. Okay. I'm looking for my music here. There we go. He's available. You available tomorrow night, Lou?
I'll be around.
Okay. All right. Guys, get used to this hat this weekend. I think you're going to see a lot of it.
Looks good.
Yeah, I like it. Look at the back.
Oh, fitted.
Padres.
Yeah, that's badass.
I like this hat. You know?
Yeah, of course.
This may be the world champions this year, guys. I'm serious.
40-1.
Serious. You got 3-1 at 40-1?
40-1.
40-1?
And when you told me again to get more, they were 25-1 at the trade deadline.
Ah. Wow. Well, guys, thanks for being here. NorCal Sports Network, the place to come for Bay Area sports, entertainment. We got you covered. Get your sports takes here. We're going to try and get them right. We don't always get them right, but we think we got a pretty good shot. So, Mitchell and Ness, Giants baseball torture in the bad way. All right, guys. See you tomorrow night. Enjoy your Saturday. Thanks for being with NorCal Sports Network. Don't forget to like and subscribe, okay? Hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. Appreciate it. Take care.